If you're like most people, you probably find that you're filling up your day with anything that you can, every spare moment. You're scrolling through your phone, you're looking at social media, you're filling up your day with tasks. Maybe the second you get home, you turn the TV on. None of these are bad in certain doses, right? But what happens is it can create a toxic environment where you don't give yourself enough time to be still, to be with your own self, to observe your inner self, to observe your feelings and your needs. And it can really affect all of your wellness. Your mental health, your physical health, and it really can affect the way you connect to other people. So it can damage the connections that you have, and it can prevent you from creating the connections that you want. It can even damage your success levels in your work life, because it's incredibly important to be in tune with what you're feeling and what you need, so you're not just coasting through life on autopilot. So today I'm going to show you how to cultivate attunement. This is attunement with yourself, and it helps you to create a life that you love and helps you cultivate relationships of love and any other thing that you're really striving to create in your life, because you finally will be connected to you. For those of you who are new to my channel, I'm Ketra Thompson, and I'm a certified master hypnotist practitioner and a life recovery coach. So if you'd like to learn more about working with me or more information about me, check out the link in the description below. There are all kinds of stuff there, a way to set up a free consultation with me so we can decide if we're a good fit to work together. There is a link to my website where you can download a free relaxation hypnosis recording and all kinds of things, so you won't want to miss that. Also, if this content is something that's valuable to you, please remember to click like and click subscribe if you haven't already, so that you can be notified every time I put out a new video. So excessive avoidance of your own feelings can look a lot like this. It can be like an unbalanced busyness, lots of household tasks and errands that you aren't kind of sharing with anyone or delegating out, or maybe adding too much, more than you really need to be doing. Excessive blame towards others. You can be withholding praise from other people. You might be unable to share your feelings or emotions because you aren't really dialed into what those are. And so you get in this sort of blame cycle in your head where you create a narrative and then you start projecting that onto other people. You probably are very self-critical, and if you're self-critical, you're probably very critical of other people as well. You might have some silent anger inside of you. You might always be filling the silence with sound, always having a TV on or something going in the background because you don't want to sit with your actual thoughts and feelings. Does that sound familiar? When these things are going on with you, you aren't giving your nervous system the time and space it needs to feel, and you can end up feeling numb. If you aren't allowing yourself the calm that you need for your nervous system to really tune into yourself, then this busyness creates a numbness, and you kind of just end up plowing through life without a lot of awareness of what's going on around you or within yourself. You might have heard of a researcher named John Gottman. He's written several books. He has a lot of really great research on how people connect with one another and what creates a good and lasting connection. In a lot of his research, he found that bids are a big part of what keeps people in a healthy connection. So just imagine for a minute that a couple is sitting in a room and one person goes to the window and says, "Oh, look at that bird, it's beautiful. Oh my gosh, I've never seen anything like that." So the other person in the partnership can do one of three things. They can turn toward by saying, "Oh yeah, you're right, that's cool. I've never seen anything like that." They can turn against by saying, "I'm busy, I'm in the middle of this, I don't care about that stupid bird." Or they can not say anything. They can go silent and totally shut the other person out. And what John Gottman found is that the people who get divorced the fastest, who have the most distance in their relationships, are the ones who don't say anything at all. They're shutting other people out. And the second highest, of course, is the people who turn against. but not nearly as high as the ones who ignore. So I bring this up because if you're the kind of person who's creating a lot of busyness in your life and you're filling every moment so you don't have to sit still with yourself, you might be the kind of person who's really shutting out other people in this way. You're so busy that you're not tuned into other people's bids. Their bids are asking for love, attention, affection, reciprocation. And the healthiest, most connected relationships have really healthy reciprocation. It's mutual. You're responding in a timely manner to the other person. You're letting them know that you care about the way your actions make them feel. And if you're caught up in a lot of busyness, you aren't going to be tuned into their needs because, let's be honest, you're barely tuned into your own needs. So this does a couple of things. This can cause you to never share your feelings or your fears or any vulnerabilities with other people, or it can cause you to never listen to what others are sharing with you with a level of curiosity, and sometimes both. You're tuning them out if you're never listening to what they have to say, and if they do share, you aren't calm enough in your own nervous system so that you can openly listen with vulnerability, so that you can be curious and you can really ask questions and you can be open to mutual sharing so that you're coming together. When you do that, when you listen well with curiosity, you actually learn about each other and you create more depth and understanding in a relationship. So you might be wondering, what's the big deal? Maybe you've been functioning like this your whole life and you feel like it's just fine. The problem is all this avoidance stops us from having authentic connections. And connections that are authentic with other people are the biggest, deepest need of all humans. We're born with a great desire to have attachment, and that truly never goes away. So our attachment bond needs are really big as a baby because we can't do anything on our own, right? And we learn that by attaching to our caregiver, we get the needs met, but we also co-regulate with them. So co-regulation is a need that we have for the rest of our life. We do need a partner to co-regulate with. When we do have a healthy attachment and we're co-regulating within a bond, we are calming our minds, we're regulating our blood pressure, our heart rate gets regulated. We even have more income and success in our life when we are securely and safely attached to another person. All of this is really important because it meets our deepest need. It allows our nervous system to calm down enough that it can be so successful in every other area because it has its attachment needs being met. And if you're just flying through life being busy, then you aren't really tuning into that need that you have, and you aren't able to open yourself up to getting that need met. So the brain is programmed in a way that creates a belief system, and it starts when we're really, really young, right? I say it all the time, like we're kind of programmed by the time we're 5, and then sometimes other life experiences can affect that programming. If we're in a narcissistic relationship or something really toxic or something kind of chronic that's out of our control constantly happening to us, that can kind of get into our subconscious mind and shift our beliefs about ourselves. But overall, our programming starts really, really young. So if you didn't have the proper attachment bonds that you needed that were really safe and secure when you were young, you might be struggling now to create the bonds that you absolutely desire in your life. So when you're actually connected to your deepest sense of self-worth, when you're connected to your confidence and you can finally connect in a really deep, healthy way, this helps you to have that kind of secure attachment that you're looking for. But it does start with work inside of you first. So it requires you to integrate those past traumas. It requires you to just reframe those subconscious belief systems. Then you can actually have a life that reflects your most authentic self, not the programming that someone else put there, not your old belief system that's really kind of flawed and limited, but you're eliminating the subconscious blocks And you can do that the most rapid way, of course, through hypnotherapy. This is what I do with my clients all the time. We go back on a subconscious level so they can reframe these core beliefs that are holding them back, that are keeping them absolutely trapped in fear, using these coping mechanisms like staying so busy to just get through their life. But they're not creating a life that is full and fulfilling. They're just kind of getting through. And I'm guessing if you're here watching this, you don't want to be just getting by. You want to actually create traction in your life so you can live a fulfilling life, so you can be connected to your self-worth and your confidence. So being able to achieve those kinds of connections in your life and that kind of success really does require some work on your part. And as much as hypnotherapy makes that a much more rapid process, I want to remind you that it's always a journey. So while that would speed up your journey, you can certainly have that journey right now, and you can start by tuning into yourself today. Start asking yourself every day, what's one thing you're feeling? What's one thing you need or want or desire? And what is one success you had that day? These are tips that I give my clients to work on so they can start tuning into what's going on inside of themselves. Sit still with yourself. Let yourself feel without judging what you're feeling or creating that narrative or that story in your head. So you can start getting tuned back in to who you really are and to what you really want and what you're really feeling. Because the more you shove those feelings down and lock them away inside, the more they're just going to mush together and get kind of convoluted. Letting them float to the surface and processing through them is a great first step to take. So I encourage you to do that today. And if you'd like to really speed up that process and create some rapid transformation in your life, set up that consultation call. I would love to talk to you. I would love to explain more about how this works and really get to the heart of what's going on with you. So be sure to check out that link. Be sure to check out that relaxation recording that is a free download on my website. That will also help just get your nervous system calmed down a little bit. We want to tell your nervous system it's okay to relax. So when you're really, really ready to make those changes, set up that call, and today you can start by asking yourself those 3 questions. What am I feeling? What do I need? And what's one success today that I've had? So these are just tuning into the reality of your life and keeping you from just plowing ahead without being tuned in and without being connected to yourself. This is how you create a life you love. You really get tuned into yourself and you start with the inner work inside of you. So until next time, I hope you curate a life by your own design.